All right, now that we got the shrimp all peeled and deveined, you got about a pound here. It's roughly about 21 pieces of shrimp in that size. Hey, Diesel, how's it going? Get down. Hey, get down. Get down. All right, and then we got our two skinless chicken breasts here. These are actually pretty big. As you can see, my hand size right there. Yeah, so we're going to chop those up into bite-sized pieces. All right, so now we got our two chicken breasts cut up into bite-sized pieces. We got our 1 pound of shrimp, and now we're gonna work on the sausage. So I got 5 pounds here, but we're only gonna be taking 1 pound of it. So about, let's see, it's roughly 21, 22 pieces. So like 4 sausage links, 4.5, and slice them up. We're getting there. All right, so we got our proteins ready. We got our sausage, 1 pound of it, two chicken breasts, and 1 pound of shrimp. And now we're gonna work on the first batch of veggies. Ooh, look at the pretty colors. All right, so this is our first batch of veggies that are going into the food processor. We got our 3 bell peppers, 1 green, 1 red, 1 yellow, 1 white onion, 2 ribs of celery, 1 jalapeno, and our chopped up garlic. Yum. All right, so our first batch of veggies have been chopped up, and I couldn't fit them all right now. Got that in there, but once that's more finely chopped up here, I can fit more in. So let's do this. Spin this around a little bit. And keep chopping. Okay, so now that we got our first batch of vegetables prepped up and good, now we're gonna prep up the next step. So we got our red crushed tomatoes, about 14 ounces of that. I think I'm using about 4 cups of chicken stock here. And then we got it's close to 1.5 cups of uncooked long white rice. And what else? What else am I missing? So don't forget to rinse your rice before you throw that in. Just a little tip. Almost forgot. Along with that step, we have our some of our spices here. We got our cayenne pepper, of course. We got our bay leaf, Cajun seasoning, and our dried out thyme there. All right, time for the cooking. So basically, you're just going to use about 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of whatever oil of your choice. Right now, I'm using an avocado oil. That's what I usually use. It has great high heat. And so you throw that in. You're gonna throw the sausage and the chicken in only. And basically, what we're gonna do, we're gonna saute this for about 5 to 7 minutes, something like that. Basically, until the chicken is cooked through and the sausage basically gets a light browning to it. And then after that, you're gonna toss all that onto a clean plate and set that aside. Don't forget to stir occasionally. All right, this is almost done here. As you can see, the chicken and sausage is cooking through. Just gonna stir it a little bit here and put it to the side soon. All right, so now once you get the sausage and chicken, after you're done sauteing and put it to the side, you want to get your go-to beer, have a couple of sips. That's good. All right, so now we're going to go to the next step. Basically, those veggies that we prepped before, that's going to go in next. So you're going to put about 2 tablespoons more of your go-to oil, heat it up in that pan, and you're just gonna dump all that into the pot, and you're gonna You're gonna saute that for about 6 minutes. You're gonna stir occasionally. Basically, you just want the onions and the other veggies to soften. So let's go ahead and get that in there. I also want to explain one thing while the veggies are in there softening up. The reason why you want to do the sausage and chicken first and then take it out of the pot and put it to the side is sometimes a lot of people they'll leave it in like during the whole process. Um, but that's a big no-no, especially if you're using chicken breast. If you use thigh, you might get lucky and it might still be moist. But if you leave it in for that whole process, basically what's going to happen is your chicken's going to overcook and it's going to be dry. So at the very end, um, after the shrimp, we'll get to that step soon. The shrimp and the okra and all that. Once the shrimp is cooked and it pinkens, then you throw back in the sausage and chicken for just another minute or two, and basically that's it. You're done. Uh, at that point, it's when you'll taste and test for seasonings. If you want a little spicier, add a little more cayenne pepper and salt and pepper to taste. Okay, now that the veggies have softened up a little bit, we're going to move on to the next step here. So next, what you're going to do, you're going to add in your crushed tomatoes, your chicken stock, the rice, your Cajun seasonings, your thyme, cayenne, bay leaf, and you're just going to stir to combine it. Basically, you want it to simmer like it's doing right now, and you're going to continue cooking that. But once it reaches the simmer, you're going to reduce the heat to like medium, maybe medium low, and you're going to cover it up and just let it sit there and simmer for like 30 minutes, or until the rice is it's cooked through the way you want it to be. I would also advise stirring every 5 minutes or so that the rice doesn't burn. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to add in our crushed tomato here. Make sure you don't splash yourself. Alright, so we got that in. We're going to do our rice. Ooh. Get that all in there. There we go, that's good enough. Let's see what else. Well, we got to do our seasonings here. So let's see. Your Cajun. I mean, this is all really up to you, really. I guess you can do like 2 tablespoons of the Cajun seasoning, 1 teaspoon of your thyme, uh, cayenne pepper. Like I said, that's up to you. However spicy you want it. Start off by like a teaspoon, maybe half a teaspoon, and 1 bay leaf. So let's get that done and keep moving on. All right, so we're still waiting for the pot there to get back to a nice simmer after we added the chicken stock, crushed tomatoes, and all the other good deliciousness. Diesel, what are you doing? Get out of the kitchen. Come on, you know you don't belong in here. No jambalaya for you. Get out. Get. Keep going. Keep going. Stop wagging your tail. Good boy. All right, you stay. All right, so what I was saying is while you're waiting for that to get back up to a simmer, we're going to get the last ingredient ready, and that's the okra. The reason I use okra is because it's delicious and it helps to thicken the whole jambalaya ordeal. So for this amount that we're doing, all you need is about 1 cup of thinly sliced okra, and we'll be adding that in later. But other than that, everything else is ready. You got your chicken and sausage. We got our seasonings. I already added some earlier, but at the end, when you start tasting it, you might want to add or whatever you want to do depending on your taste. And we got our shrimp right there. So it looks like it's starting to come to a simmer. We're gonna cover that up soon and leave it in there. I'm gonna leave it in there for 35 minutes. I'll check it at 30, but we want to make sure that rice is done the way we want it. All right, everyone. So we got the lid on. We put it to medium low temperature since we already brought it up to simmer. And we're going to leave it there or I'm going to leave it there for 35 minutes. Um, Now, I know I said already you should occasionally stir it, but since it's on a low temp, I'm not going to even touch the lid. Um, and for that purpose is because you want that steam in there to get that rice all cooked up. So don't touch it, don't peek, don't check. Just leave it alone for 35 minutes on a medium low. And after that, you should be good to go to the next step. And as you can see, I got my 1 cup of okra ready and everything else. So we should be good to go. The next step is basically after the 35 minutes or so, that's when we add the shrimp. Sorry about that. I think I got cut off there at the end of the first video. So what I was saying is the last step is going to be adding the shrimp and the okra. You're going to be stirring it to combine and just continue to simmer it, stirring occasionally until the shrimp is cooked through and it pinkens. That's when you know it's ready. And once it pinkens, you're just gonna throw back the chicken and sausage in there, and you're gonna remove and discard the bay leaf that you threw in there earlier. After that, just remove it from the heat, and you're gonna taste it for seasoning, if anything you need to add, and that's it. You're done. But we'll get to that point, and there's a little bonus at the end. Basically, I'm going to throw on some garnishes, but we'll get there. Can't wait. This is going to be good. Okay, guys, so this is all done. About 35 minutes of it simmering, I added back the sausage and the chicken. And as you can see, let me see if let me get out of the light if I can. The shrimp, you can see it's turned like a pinkish red, so we know that's ready. The okra's in there. I haven't taste tested it yet, but I am about to plate me some here. And then I'm just gonna add the finishing touches, which is the garnish. Garnishes, actually I got 2 of them. Let's get a nice scoop here. There we go. Alright, we got some sausages. I see some chicken in there. I want some shrimp. A little more because I haven't really eaten today. Now I'm just going to taste test it for now, and then, hang on, let me grab the garnishes here. So what we got is fresh chopped up parsley and some green onion. It smells real good. So we're gonna add some of that. There we go. And then I'm gonna put the camera down real quick here. I think my phone's dying. Grab some of that green onion. And we are all done. Of course, I might add a little more pepper, salt to whatever. But that's it. It's my first time making jambalaya. I think the only change right now without tasting it is I wouldn't have chopped up the veggies so small. I think I would have left them in little bigger pieces. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this thing. Grab me a fork. Let's taste this thing. Mmm. Yeah, that's good. Not bad. Very, very light on the spice. I might actually throw in a little more cayenne in there. I did use one jalapeno pepper, including the seeds. It's actually not bad. It's really light on the spice. Might add a little more, just a touch more salt, a little more pepper, and some little more Cajun. But this is good, and I got plenty to last me for a while. Also, get a bigger pot than me. I would at least get an 8-quart pot, but that'll last me a while. All right, guys, I hope you have a good Friday and a good weekend. Y'all enjoy.